Here we are in Unit 9 apostrophes, and apostrophes are used to show possession or contraction. So here we want to make sure we understand how to use apostrophes correctly in our writing. So when do you use an apostrophe? First way is to show possession, to use apostrophe S after any singular noun or any word that does not end in S. So here we have Jimmy's car, the clock's hand, school's furnace, Ariana's bike. Here we have Ross's house. Even though it says a word that does not end in S, still Ross's house. We'll look at some other ones and what it means to do the S apostrophe. It's a little bit different. Now, to show possession when an S apostrophe, if a plural word ends in S. Okay, so this is only one Ross, one. But when we have something that is plural that ends in S, like teachers, then we have to use S apostrophe. So all of the teachers' desks were moved out into the hall. Since all of the desks belong to all of the teachers, it's the S apostrophe. Notice that there's not many houses that belong to Ross. That would be weird. It's just one house, one person. Here we have some of the drivers' cars were damaged. All the cars belong to all those drivers. Same type of idea there. We also use an apostrophe to have contractions, and you guys have done this before. She, apostrophe S, is she is. Has, hasn't, has not. There, they are. Won't, will not. It's, it is. So, for example, we'll succeed, we will, or they're going to be late. This is probably pretty commonplace if you're an English speaker, but for non-native speakers, sometimes the contractions can be a little bit tricky, but they do equal the same thing as the two words together. The only difference is we use contracting words in informal writing, and we use no contractions in formal writing. So if you want to write a note of that here, that would probably be good for you. We also want to avoid using an apostrophe when using a possessive pronoun. Possessive pronouns don't need apostrophes. Possessive pronouns are pronouns that obviously show possession. So here we have my, right, my car, or your hat, his, her, its. Those are all singular. Plural are our, your, their. So here we have the car lost its wheel. The wheel belongs to the car. We do not need an apostrophe. This is one of the most common. We see that its issue. So it's not it is wheel, it's the wheel that belongs to it. So it's no apostrophe. Jenna left her book. So we would never have her S apostrophe. That doesn't exist. Their equipment, whose file is this? So there you will never need the apostrophe. Here, if two or more people share possession of something, you only need to use an apostrophe with the name of the last owner mentioned. So here we have Steve and Lisa's apartment was destroyed. It is both of their apartments. So here we just have the apostrophe S. If each individual person has possession, then we use an apostrophe with each name. Gary's and Arthur's clothes. They each have clothes, so it belongs to specifically each one of them, where here the apartment is jointly owned together. So let's look at some examples. Edit and correct the errors in apostrophe use. It's time for you to leave. It is time, so we would add the apostrophe there. For you to leave, said Linda's, apostrophe S, mother. The group of hikers has lost its way. And notice here that word does this for me. It underlines it when it's grammatically incorrect. You can click on it and it will right click on it and it will do this for you. There's also a way to do it in Chromebooks. I can show you on another video, or we can talk about it in class. It is parents' night at the high school. Here, notice that grammar did not pick it up, the grammar check, so we would have to check it ourselves. It is parents' night. The night belongs to all of the parents at the high school, so Steve and Lisa's dad won't be home. Here we go. If you are absent, copy either Andrea's or Easton's notes. They both have notes. So it's not one set of notes that belongs to both of them. They each have a set of notes, just like the distributive property in math. So apostrophes can be a bit messy, especially with that S, so make sure you always go back and check your rules here as you go through and do the rest of Unit 9. This is, again, that kind of hard one that we did with the commas in Unit 7, where you have to show matching like I said, I find it easier to do the right over to the left, but do it however you want. And then continue on adding apostrophes and practicing your sentence writing and looking for the correct sentence. As you do that, always be sure that you're checking your answers with the answer key and that you are doing the work and you actually understand. That's our whole goal, is that you understand these rules so that you can use them in your own writing, not just so you can do a grammar packet. No one's going to be checking that. Okay, good luck.